Hey guys, welcome. I just want to pop up on camera.
Yeah, we see this.
You can see me bending over. I lost the contact. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Real Hazardous. Today is going to be a really tasty day, if you catch my drift, because we're going to be cooking up lobster. Specifically, we are cooking lobster nachos, which if you've ever been to Disneyland, this is the same recipe that Disneyland uses for their lobster nachos. Now we've made a few tweaks, but if you like that, you're really going to like this, so stay tuned. Also, if you want to see how we caught the lobster, check out some of the links below and the card up here. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It's going to be a really good recipe. I think you're going to like it, so stay tuned. Now this is a more tedious recipe. It takes time. Some of the stuff you can prepare in advance. It's not a quick 30-minute meal. Just keep that in mind. But I believe you can cook this. So cook it.
Would you say it's worth it?
It's worth it. If you're strong enough. That was a line from Men in Black. Our first step is to make the lobster stock. So we got to separate the meat from the shell. Next, place 6 lobster shells, 1 carrot, 1 rib of celery, 1 onion, and 2 cloves of garlic on a baking sheet with a lip. We've chopped all the vegetables, and now we're going to coat everything with extra virgin olive oil. Finally, we're going to bake for 35 minutes until lightly browned. The stock will be used in our cheese sauce later on. Now that the lobster stock has cooked for its 35 minutes, we're going to carefully remove from the oven and deglaze the baking sheet with a half cup of white grape juice. Pour everything into a large pot. Then add 8 cups of water, 1 bay leaf, a quarter bunch parsley, and a pinch of red pepper flakes. Bring lobster stock to a boil over medium-high heat. Let stock cook slowly until stock reduces by half. This is about 60 to 80 minutes. Finally, carefully strain the stock, reserving 1 cup for lobster cheese sauce. You can set this aside as well for a couple days in advance. Just cover, and you guessed it, refrigerate. At the same time the lobster stock's in the oven, we can cook the lobster itself. The first step is to ensure the lobster meat is cleaned and the veins removed. Place lobster meat in pan and cover with salt, pepper, lime juice, and butter. Then place the lobster in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. Now for the cooked lobster. Chop cooked lobster in a food processor or chopper and set aside. Next, we're going to prep the seasoned black beans. First, we're going to rinse 1 15-ounce can of black beans in a colander or a strainer until water runs clear. Next, place beans in a medium mixing bowl. Mix in 1 small bunch of chopped cilantro, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, a half teaspoon of salt, and a half teaspoon of black pepper until it's combined. Finally, you can set this aside. And you can also make this well in advance, maybe even 2 days. Just cover and refrigerate. The next step is to prep the Pico De Gallo. First, chop 5 Roma tomatoes, a half red onion, a half bunch of cilantro tops, 1 serrano pepper. Then, mix all of that in a bowl, along with 1 teaspoon of salt and 1.5 tablespoons of lime juice. This can also be set aside for a day or 2 in advance. Just be sure to cover and refrigerate. Now for the Chipotle Cream. Gently poach 4 garlic cloves in canola oil until brown. This doesn't take long at all, so watch out. Puree 3 tablespoons chipotle in adobo sauce and roasted garlic in food processor. Mix in 2 cups of sour cream, 6 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and about a half teaspoon of ground cumin, a half teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Finally, pour mixture into a piping bag, Ziploc bag, or bottle, and then refrigerate for later. For lobster cheese sauce, the first step is to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Next, roughly chop 3 poblano peppers and coat with extra virgin olive oil on a baking sheet and roast for 15 minutes. After you pull the poblano peppers from the oven, add 3 large garlic cloves, 1 roughly chopped shallot, and lightly coat in extra virgin olive oil. Cook this for another 25 minutes. Then puree or chop caramelized garlic, shallots, and poblano pepper in food processor. Melt a quarter stick of butter in large pot over medium heat. Add 2.5 tablespoons of flour to make a roux, stirring constantly until smooth and light golden brown. This will take 4 to 5 minutes. Then add 2 cups of heavy cream and bring to boil, stirring constantly. Continue to stir and cook for 10 minutes. Now add 1 cup of the reserved lobster stock we made earlier and the poblano pepper mixture. Bring to a simmer, stirring occasionally. Slowly add a half cup of Oaxaca and 2 cups cheddar cheeses. Stir constantly until all cheese is melted and sauce is smooth. Set aside, but keep it warm. We're going to save you a little tip, guys, when you go to the grocery store. Now, the cheese we're using isn't just any other regular cheese. It's not nacho cheese. It's actually a special cheese called Oaxaca. Now, when you go to the grocery store and you're looking for Oaxaca, it's actually spelled Oaxaca. So you may read this recipe and think it's Oaxaca, but it's not. It's Oaxaca. Now for the mixed cheese. Mix a half pound or 1 cup of grated cheddar cheese and a half pound or 1 cup of grated Monterey Jack cheese. Now for the tortilla chips. We're getting close, guys. Hang in there. While oil is heating, cut desired amount of tortilla chips into 4 quarters. We use about 30 mini corn tortillas. Once oil is hot, add tortillas in small batches for 2 to 4 minutes. Frying times may vary. Just watch for them to get kind of golden brown. Remove from fryer once chips are lightly browned and lightly season with some salt. Continue until all tortillas are fried and salted. Lay them on a paper towel to absorb the oil. You can do these in advance as well, but store these in a sealed plastic bag. No need to cover and put it in the refrigerator, unless it's just habit by this point. Okay guys, so we've got all the prep work done, we got the chips cooked, and we got all of our other ingredients, so now we're going to combine them to make the actual nachos, the moment we've all been waiting for. Preheat broiler to high. Spread chips on 1 large or 2 medium oven-safe plates or baking sheets with a lip. Layer with black beans, lobster cheese sauce, and mixed cheddar/Monterey Jack cheese, covering all of the chips. Broil until cheese is melted, watching carefully. This could take 2 to 4 minutes. Carefully remove your plate or sheet and add Pico De Gallo topped with lobster. Finally, at long last, drizzle that Chipotle cream and serve immediately. Got it all done. Takes a while. It's not an easy, quick recipe. It does take a lot of steps, but we're all done. So that's how you make lobster nachos. If you got any questions, just leave us a comment. We've got notes in the description to help you, all the items you'll need, stuff like that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.